Welcome to the Next Stage podcast for men with Rob Stout. This is episode 43, and today Rob is in the midst of a series called Ultimate Success and how a man's clearly defined purpose is crucial to winning in life. Whether you're at the gym, on a flight, driving to an appointment, or just chilling out, this podcast is a resource to help you get to the next level. Men, welcome to the Next Stage.
The year was 1990, and the heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Tyson, was taking on a contender by the name of Buster Douglas. Tyson was heavily favored in this fight. He was supposed to just pummel Douglas like he had every other contender at that point. So the fight had progressed into about the 8th round, and it was time for Tyson to strike. Tyson at that time, he was fierce. I mean, he was mean. Douglas was fighting, and Tyson delivered this shot that just sent Douglas to the mat. In fact, it knocked him out. He was down for the 10 count. The ref is counting down. 5, 6, 7. He was saved by the bell. The bell rang. They pulled him back, revived him during the round, during the little period in between the rounds. Came up for the 9th round. Tyson knew he had Douglas. So he starts pummeling him. He has him in the corner, hammering away shots. Douglas survives the 9th round. Comes out. And he had done at that point what no one else had ever done. Nobody else had been knocked out by Tyson, came back in the fight, and actually survived anything. So he was doing well, according to all estimates. But in the 10th round, this happened. Douglas survived the 9th round, and in the 10th round, he knocked Mike Tyson out. First time ever that Tyson had been knocked out. After the fight, he was getting interviewed, and they were like, Douglas, what was going on? What happened that allowed you to come back like that? No one had ever done that. And he made this statement. 2 days before this fight, my mother passed away. And she had been telling everybody that I was going to beat Mike Tyson. I couldn't let getting knocked down stop that. The reality, men, is that his purpose was stronger than Mike Tyson's knockout punch. And I wonder for you, when you are up against the ropes in life, when you are getting pummeled, you're in the corner, maybe you're down, maybe you're knocked out, maybe you get saved by the bell. Is your purpose stronger than the punches that you're taking? That's what we're talking about today on the Next Stage. I want to welcome you to this episode, and I'm so excited to talk about your why, your purpose, your thing that drives you, that's deeper than anything else around you. When it comes to purpose, men, here's the reality. And it goes back to a quote that we often talk about on this podcast. And it is Thoreau's quote where he says, "The mass of men lives lives of quiet desperation." A lot of you have heard that, and we've talked about that before. But there's another line to his quote. The mass of men live lives of quiet desperation. But check this out. There's more. And they go to their grave with the song still in them. The mass of men live lives of quiet desperation, and they go to the grave with the song still in them. Thoreau was right. Guess who else is right? And always is. Scripture is right. Proverbs 29:18 says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." I mean, the idea is wandering aimlessly, perishing, living without guiding principles. When we're talking about this issue of purpose, and we've talked about it with guests over the past couple episodes and will for the next several episodes, talking about this area of purpose, we're talking about the thing that drives you in life, your why, as we say. Without purpose in life, you are left to wander aimlessly, like walking through the woods at night. You're just kind of bumping into things. You get scratched. You don't know where you're going. You're just wandering aimlessly through life. No purpose, means no direction. No direction means no guiding principles. No guiding principles means no focus. No focus means no fruit. And no fruit means a life that really just doesn't have any meaning. The big truth that I want to leave you with is this: that in order to achieve ultimate success in life, you have to know your purpose. That's what this series is all about. That's what every guest that we've had on and we're going to have on is all about. That in order to achieve ultimate success in life, like the level of success that really satisfies, you've got to know your purpose. And talking about this, before I come across as arrogant or just kind of hammer on you like, man, figure out your purpose, I understand where you're at. In fact, the idea of Sherpa Unlimited, which is the name of our business that produces this show, is the idea of coming alongside of you and walking with you and being a guide. I mean, I've gone through the stresses of job, the stresses of life, the stresses of relationship, the stresses of marriage, raising kids, a lot of those things. And I've shared a lot of that with you on this show. But I get it. Let's talk about some of the symptoms of not living in purpose. Because just like in my life, this is what's true in your life as well. You show up, but you've got symptoms of a deeper problem. There are symptoms in your life, like, for example, the voice of judgment from yourself to yourself. Anybody got that? Anybody heard this voice before? You're not enough. You're not doing enough. You're not doing well. You've got this judgmental voice in the back of your head that's just saying, you know what? I wish you would get it together. Anybody got that voice besides me? I hope I'm not alone. How about this voice? The voice of restlessness. It's a voice of constantly needing to be on the move. The result is that you're driven and you're constantly restless inside. Maybe you say yes to way too many things in your life. And so you're constantly saying yes, and maybe your motto is, man, I'm not going to burn out, or I'm not going to rust out. I may burn out, but I will not rust out. I've said that before too. Neither of those are appropriate, and we know it. So not only the voice of judgment or the voice of restlessness, but how about the voice of the pleaser in your life? You need to please everyone around you in order to make everybody happy, and then you feel purposeful in your life. How about being hyper vigilant? Like every little detail, like the world hangs in the balance because you're holding it up. So you've got to be hyper vigilant on every detail. And at the root of all of it is what I call the ache. It's you trying to satisfy this deeper level of meaning and purpose in your life through constant goal attainment. I mean, you love accomplishment, and there's nothing wrong with that. You love hitting sales goals. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why you're there if you're in sales. Maybe you're in the corporate world and you're constantly looking at the next thing going on, the next initiative, the next quarterly goal, the next annual goal that your company has to hit, and you are constantly aching inside because the second that's achieved, you've got to achieve the next goal. It's like this saw blade up and down in your life, and it leaves you with an ache. The level of satisfaction that is achieved when you hit that goal is really, really short-lived. Sound familiar? Sound like symptoms in your life? I know they are in mine a lot, and so that is why we put this together. Because the thing I know about you is that you want to be a man of meaning and purpose. You want to be fulfilled. You want to be happy. But your definition of what that means is based in what you do, not in who you are. And we need to separate those things. So you work to achieve success, and you do, and you have to, but you come up empty again and again. You hit that sales goal, but gosh, there's that next quarter. And the way you feel successful is if you do. And if you don't, you hear about it, obviously, from the boss. Your commission gets bumped, whatever it is, but you come up empty. In addition, you might be, like me, your own worst enemy sometimes. And you seem to be struggling to hit an ever-moving target. Well, man, that's why Sherpa Unlimited is here. That's why the Next Stage podcast is here. And we want to come alongside of you and be a resource to you to help you be the man you were made to be, that you were created by God in his image to be a man who lives with purpose, who knows who he is, who walks in the room, who can face any number of obstacles because he knows who he is and he's anchored well. So I want to ask you just a couple questions. Imagine, what would your life look like if you were able to function as a man of purpose? Imagine yourself living out of who you were, knowing where you were headed, and not just based on what you do or what you achieve. Wouldn't that be great? I mean, wouldn't that be great if there were some practical, affordable, timely tools that were put in front of you? And if you had the opportunity to just go after something very specific, like laser focused, that you wanted to be focused on, that was measurable, that you knew it was achieved when you got it done, that was actually doable, and that happened fast because you don't have a whole lot of time to invest. You just want to get moving, and you don't have months and months and months of therapy and hundreds of dollars to invest. And what if it could happen like now, and you could get moving on that? I tell you what, we've put something together at Sherpa Unlimited that I want to talk to you about. And I want to make you an offer that I think is really, really valuable. Our team has worked for hours and actually months putting this together. But it's a resource called Ultimate Success, the transformation every man needs. It is a framework that will help you do the exact things that we're talking about on this series. It has practical solutions and hands-on tools to be able to help you in this area of focus. Here's what Ultimate Success is all about. Okay, it's going to deliver. Here are 7 deliverables. You can take these to the bank by being part of this online course that we're offering. There are 7 things that are going to happen in your life. Number 1, you're going to step into the transformation that you want to achieve in your life. Not someday, but like right now. Not pontificating about it, not philosophizing about it, not paying thousands of dollars to a counselor, but instead have an immersive experience that's going to allow you to have the transformation you want. Number 2, you're going to have the opportunity to uncover the story that shaped you, to dig into and have clarity as you view who you are, mostly by taking a look back and going, wow, these are the formational experiences that shaped me. I went through this exercise and it was amazing to see, wow, even that really hard part of my life, it really formed who I am. And this, looking back, this story provides a framework for you to make sense of and focus and clarify where you're heading in the future. Number 3, Ultimate Success is going to help you confront the ache that we've discussed. It's going to help you identify and address the restless drive for achievement that leaves you ultimately unfulfilled. A lot of us think that's a good thing in our life, and it is. But when we come up empty again and again and again, and we feel like life is just kind of delivering us the Lucy and Charlie Brown with the football moment, and we're running after this this ball to kick and it gets yanked out from under us and we're like, what is going on? We're going to address that ache in your life. Number 4, we're going to help you break free from what's holding you back. We're going to give you some hands-on tools to overcome the barriers that get you stuck. This is not a theory class. This is not some philosophical discussion. Instead, it's very hands-on to help you in this area of finding ultimate success in your life. Number 5, ultimate success is going to deliver redefined success for you the way that God sees you. And not only that, like some spiritual answer, but specifically the way that God has formed you. So not just a spiritual answer for you, but what has God done in your life and what has he formed you in order that you might say, hey, listen, this is the way he made me and this is good and I'm going for it. Number 6, you're going to be able to chart a personal roadmap going forward. It's going to be hands-on and you're going to walk away with clear, actionable plans for the next stage of your life. And number 7, lastly, ultimate success, the transformation every man deserves, includes a hands-on discussion with a live coaching group. So this is work that you do. Some of it's on your own. Some of it is in groups with some of our coaches. Now, as we talk about this, doesn't that sound awesome? Could you imagine coming away with those deliverables in your life? I mean, running them down real quick, stepping into the transformation that you want to be, like now, uncovering your story, confronting that ache that's inside of you, breaking free from what holds you back, redefining success on terms that make sense with who you are and how you've been designed, charting a personal roadmap, and doing that where you've got feedback from one of our coaches. That's what we have the opportunity to do. And so I want to invite you to be a part of Ultimate Success, the transformation every man needs. It is a half day, just an investment of a half day on Saturday morning, October 25th, 2025. It's going to be in the morning hours, so you've got your whole day ahead of you. But it's going to be Saturday morning, October 25th. If my calculations are right, I think they are, this episode is going to air Wednesday, October 1st. So we rarely mention time in this because you could be watching this at any time. But you're going to get this October 1st or in the week after that, and we're going to have you sign up and be part of this. Here's what it is, just very practically. It's an online experience, okay? We're going to jump into an immersive experience for half a day, and you're going to walk away with the things that we just said. We are going to have recordings available. If you can't make that time, we're going to record it and make it available to you. And we're going to have, like I said, coaching groups inside of this that you're going to be able to dive in and discuss some of the things that you're learning. So here's what we're doing. We're doing all of that. It's a $395 value. Frankly, it should be priced way higher than that, but we're just inviting you to it for $395. And for listeners of The Next Stage, we're going to knock $100 off of that. So it's available to you, this experience, for $295. It's a great investment. It's only available to the first 25 men who sign up. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to go to support.sherpaunlimited.com/ultimate-success-sign-up. If you didn't get that, it's going to be in the show notes, okay? So we're going to have a click here option. But support-sherpaunlimited.com/ultimate-success-sign-up. If you got any questions about that, just email me, okay? thenextstage@sherpaunlimited.com. But to get that $295 price, you need to put the coupon code in SAVE100, all caps on SAVE. It's going to give you that $295 price. Okay. Again, if you've got any questions, I know that's a lot of info in a short amount of time, but just email me. I'll get that to you, but we want to invite you. And the reason we're doing this is not just to have a podcast that's about information, but to give hands-on tools that really impact your life and that make a difference in the world around you, in your life, where you work, in your relationships, in your sphere of influence, so that you can be the man that God made you to be, to live with purpose. So I invite you to be part of that. That's it for this episode. A little bit different, I know, but kind of a timeout because of the timing of when this is coming up. That's it for today, and thanks for joining us. I would encourage you to pass this on to a friend or another man in your life. And until next time, men, be strong and courageous for everyone in your world. Build into yourself and impact those around you. We will talk to you soon.
Thanks for joining us for the Next Stage podcast with Rob Stout. The Next Stage is a production of Sherpa Unlimited executive and personal life coaching for men, based in Denver, Colorado. Learn more at sherpaunlimited.com/thenextstage or visit Sherpa's communities on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. For questions, comments, or feedback, email us at thenextstage@sherpaunlimited.com. The Next Stage distributes episodes every 2 weeks on Wednesday mornings. The Next Stage helps men built in God's image live their life with passion, power, purpose, and perspective. And the key to doing this is by exploring the ancient wisdom found in the Holy Scriptures. If you don't have a copy of the Bible, you can visit any public library and check one out. Or just download a free online Bible app called YouVersion for your smartphone. Go to your smartphone's app store and search YOU Version and select the YouVersion Bible. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.